Welcome back to the Netrunner 2024 World Championships here in San Francisco. I am Neuropantser, he, him. I am joined by
Juniper, she, her.
Great to have you on the mic. I think it is our first time on the mic together as well.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Excited
Well,
to do
happy to be here. We have a banger of a game coming up, don't we?
Yeah, we're right at the end of the Swiss rounds, and I'm pretty sure this is a game where both players have to win or else they're eliminated.
Yeah, they are definitely eliminated if they're out. I'm not the cut math expert, but I believe it is a win and in. I believe that either of these players, if they win, have the tiebreakers to make it into, or I don't know if they even need the tiebreakers. I think it might just be a clean top 16
At the very
here.
least, they have a good chance of getting in, as opposed to if they lose, they are definitely out.
If they lose, they are definitely out. We are going to see a built to last versus lat. We have seen each of these IDs multiple times this weekend. I do have some inside information from talking to IonFox that this is not your typical Wayland built to last. So I'm looking forward to seeing some of the tricks that are here. This is IonFox versus CTZ, Andrew Cortez, the hometown hero trying to take it home for San Francisco. IonFox came here all the way from Singapore.
Wow.
Yeah.
I got to cheer for both of them, honestly.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's sad when you see two people who you both want to win.
I know.
That was me yesterday during the QTM game, just watching it, being like, I want both of them to make it.
I know. I know.
Here we go.
Like the good news is one of them's guaranteed to make it, but the bad news is both of them can't.
It looks like CTZ might have taken a mulligan.
Yep, that is a mole from CTZ, it looks like. And that is the sportsmanship, the fist bump to start the game out. Love to see it. Here we have the first turn from BTL, drawing the mandatory draw, taking a quick think, rearranging the mat.
As a base question, how dangerous do you think a mulligan is and the lat deck? Because with some decks, it's a very worrying thing, but with a lat deck, I feel like there's enough tutors and enough consistency that you can mulligan a little bit safer.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think part of the big thing is one of the most important pieces of consistency isn't in your hand at all. It's the fact that you just get the steady draw from your ID.
True, yeah.
So we do have an install advance, which is essentially install quick for a credit with upside, and an install. So shutting off trick shots on turn one, burners on turn one, any of that shenanigans from this BTL.
Hedge fund, diesel, great start if you mulligan. See,
Absolutely.
Mulliganing into a hedge fund and a card draw, that is what you want to see from anything.
Absolutely.
Money and card draw. That's my advice to all that I always give the new players. It's like, do you mulligan a hand? Look at your hand. If you have card draw, if you have money, and if you have something to put on the table, you're set.
What a turn one, especially after a mulligan. That is a gamble, a diesel, an SMC, and a creative commission up on 13 credits, getting the lat draw. That is just so much value to start the game out. But BTL does already have 2 ice down and 1 advancement counter on it, so a pretty good start from that.
It's a question of how much they can res though, because with the 2 ice and only taking credits so far from that up. Well, there's the hedge fund. That was what I was going to say. If there's no hedge fund, you can't res both of them potentially. But with this, that's at least enough credits to maybe at least threaten both of them. CTZ can't take the approach of running one server, seeing a big ice, bouncing, and then immediately running the other safely. Right.
Definitely. So in this BTL list, I don't know exactly what ice this BTL list is on, but you would probably imagine things like Pharos, Tree Line. So some face checks that are a little bit nasty, but some where you basically just bounce off and maybe the corp gains a little money.
Seeing the install and then immediately click telework contract.
Yeah, telework contract, another one of those where it just gives you steady value over time. Lat loves getting steady value over time because the more times you trigger your ID ability, the more value you get from it.
Looks like we saw a draw and then a single click for a credit. I wonder if CTZ's worried about running here, worried about a kill or something, trying to make sure that he has enough money to survive a punitive or the tag kill or something.
I would imagine so. Yeah, punitive always one that you're worried about from BTL because they're often on those 3-point agendas.
Mm-hmm. Especially with how much money IonFox has right now.
Absolutely, yeah.
Another diesel, simul-chip. Great to see. Great to see.
Yeah, simul-chip basically says, as long as I have the money, I can use my SMC, get it back, and be able to break 2 different types of ice.
Here we go. Dirty laundry on R&D. Let's see. Well, we got a res here. There's enough money for the res, but it does let you immediately decide to see what's up there and get the SMC out for that.
Taking a look at the ice, deciding, is this worth the res? It looks like the answer is no. Oh. Looks like CTZ is deciding any effects before access. The answer is also no. and that is just going to stay 5 credits into CTZ's pool.
Nothing you can do there, but it is good info. Oh, and see the
is.
trick shot in hand. Ooh. Oh, that's good to have, especially with that SMC out there.
Is that the 3rd commission already?
Maybe.
That's so strong starting out because it is such easy money.
It's so much money. Like on 22 credits already with a telework on the board, just how do you compete with that? Especially because you see the SMC out right there and the simulchip. Like worst case scenario, CTZ could just run through any ice by just spending time.
Oh, that's a tree line.
Tree line of that. So that's got to be a Pharaohs, almost certainly.
You would think so. Yeah. It could also potentially be something like a Whoredom. I do know that this BTL is on some tricks. And I have heard
there's a trick shot.
Oh, here's a trick shot.
So IonFox has to think not just about the ice on R&D here, but also about the ice on the remote server, because trick shot lets you hit the R&D, but then immediately leave and run on the remote server as well. So if you res the ice on R&D, you can potentially res 3 ices, which could potentially
here's a tree line. So this is going to force a barrier breaker install if CTZ wants to get through and see these 2 cards.
The dream from IonFox is 3 pieces of ice, all of which he can res, and all of which are different, so you can't simulchip back the SMC to do this.
So this is the pressure spike that does line up well against tree line without any advancements, but with the advancement, that is 5 to break.
You know what pressure spike is amazing against, though? It's amazing against Pharaohs.
It is.
It is.
It's amazing against Pharaohs
once you get the threat 4 online, but once you hit that, it just destroys Pharaohs. So that's definitely a good thing against this sort of Wayland deck that is almost certainly running a Pharaohs, especially if you're running Tree Line.
Okay, that's one. I didn't see the first card. The second was an ice. It looked like an Aket.
Maybe? I think there was definitely an Aket, but I'm not sure. All right.
I think the second one
CTZ
was.
trying to decide whether or not to run on the remote now. It has to be looking at that and assuming it's probably a Pharaohs. How much does it cost to break? Can we see pressure spike?
I think you have to boost 3 times to get up to 10 before stretch.
So yeah, that would be
that is,
6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 to break through Pharaohs.
That's a lot of money. But it is also a lot of money to res.
It does cost 5 to res, or 7 to res.
7 to res. So it is pretty punishing on both sides. That would take IonFox to 0.
And it would leave CTZ with more money here.
Yeah.
CTZ still has enough money to potentially build back up, while IonFox would be completely
CTZ looking at the camera. All right, telling us to wrap up the commentary. It looks like we will see the Pharaohs res here.
Yep, there it is.
Not sure IonFox was super happy about having to res that Pharaohs. Definitely a little shake of the head there.
Yeah, it definitely feels bad. You think you're going to be able to use that to keep the runner out, but seeing that, especially knowing there's the pressure spike down, which honestly doesn't break it for that bad. Like imagine if you had a cleaver out, that'd be so much worse.
Yeah.
Pressure spike's not great, but against a huge piece of ice, it's not terrible. And if it only gets better as time goes on.
Yeah.
No res on the next one and then going in. I'm assuming, I'd guess a Rashida.
Wall to wall. Wall to wall, obviously a fantastic value card here for a Wayland built to last because the advancement counters help you, the credits help you, and in many situations the card also helps you.
You gotta trash it here though because it's just you've got the corp on 0. Oh, did he play both of those?
2 dirty laundries into archives is what that is.
No. Oh, that's so rough.
Dirty laundry archives, telework contract. I'm back up to 13 credits. Oops.
Well, IonFox has nothing.
0 credits to IonFox's name. Actually, that's 7 credits to IonFox's name.
Oh.
And 1 bad pub. So obviously, too big to fail, something you often see in the outfit. Yeah. So too big to fail is very good with a lot of the tricks that this deck has that I've heard about. It's one of those where you oftentimes get down to low credits because you're fast advancing and need to bounce back quickly. Too big to fail, one of the best cards in the game at bouncing back from low credit totals.
Absolutely. It's I didn't expect to see it here. It definitely hurts a little bit if you're making a lot of runs.
It does.
If you're going really fast, and especially when you've just gone down to 0 codes, having that hand makes that feel so much better. It is dangerous because can too big to fail be trashed?
It can. It is a 5 cost to trash though, so it's expensive.
True. Let's see. Yeah, so potentially.
So the wheels has come down on CTZ's side. That does give some value on remote runs where you are sure you're going to make it through. but it also is one of those key tech cards in setting up the knockout blow of deep dive.
It means that the deep dive could be coming at any moment.
Yeah.
Obviously, you don't want to play the deep dive until you've seen an agenda or two, but another thing that it's good at is potentially, if CTZ is still worried about punitive and you see an agenda on a run into HQ, you can then say, okay, deep dive time, I have to go for the win here and try and score out the win before they can hit you with that punitive.
Another thing that is helping against a punitive threat here is, I believe that is a stone ship right below the wheels.
Stone ship will do
so that is an easy way to draw up on the corpse turn, potentially your lot draw with the stone ship. You can get up to 7 cards in hand, 8 cards in hand.
Yep.
So
that
really hard to kill through that.
Yeah. Especially with the amount of money CTZ has right now. Let's see, Propeller.
That is a Propeller coming down. We saw this in last round. Propeller, a good complement to Pressure Spike in situations where you just need to break things where the break point for Power Spike isn't there.
It only costs 1, easy to get down, very cheap. Very able to break like really small stuff, like if you see a border control or something.
Yeah.
Or in this case, a tree line.
Yeah. Handle Wheels is apparently shooting IonFox. I'm not sure what that gesture was exactly.
I think he was riding.
Oh, that
on
makes that makes more
the
sense. That
wheels,
makes more sense.
right?
Yeah, it's the skateboard trick, the patented CTZ skateboard trick.
I love skateboard tricks. Skateboard tricks is my favorite term in Netrunner.
It's so good. It's so good. Oh, so IonFox bouncing back though very well from 0 with a hedge fund now back up to 15 credits. Can almost certainly res all of the ice on the table here.
Yep.
I imagine probably just trying to find some of these either fast advance plays or good things to jam in the remote like a Rashida. Because although the remote is breakable, it's not going to be fun to break the remote.
Oh, yeah.
IonFox has to be thinking about how they're going to keep CTZ out of that server. What are they going to do to potentially start something in there? Because the Pharaohs is now a known quantity. It is 9 credits to break, but it is only 9 credits to break. And if your opponent has 9 credits, they can't get through. Oh, and there's an SMC.
Here comes an SMC.
All right, so that means
SMC
once
with
again
20 credits.
Once again, CTZ can get into any server, can get into that R&D, can get into HQ, and with the simul chip the simul chip can't recur it if he doesn't have another
MU, right? Needs another MU. I would imagine that this lat is probably on potentially an Anacom.
What
Wait,
card is that in Archives?
Is that... I don't remember the name of this card.
Jemison cards?
I think so.
It's the Jemison... What? Is that the Jemison Forfeit and Agenda card?
Oh, that is an Atlas out of hand.
Sorry, we got so distracted by the
Priority construction. There we go.
What on?
It is
I mean,
a double install piece of
I guess
ice from
that puts out
HQ.
another Pharaohs almost certainly.
And
pretty
3
great.
advancement tokens on the ice, yeah.
Anyways, a CTZ scored 2 points. We were so distracted by seeing...
Priority construction. Seeing priority construction but not placing it.
I gotta put priority construction in my deck.
That's amazing. Yeah, that's awesome in this BTL. So we do see both the steal of the Atlas out of hand and also now a trick shot onto R&D. So what is this outermost dice? Looks like we will not find out this run most likely. Just spending some money to break through tree line, getting 2 back. Going to see a logjam, I think that was, and I think that was another tree line. And then is CTZ running the remote? I would imagine no.
Yeah, almost certainly.
Looks like the answer is okay. Wheels is popped here, so this signals deep dive to me. We've already got the HQ. We've already got the R&D.
Looks like we're going for
Got
the
the
deep
archives.
dive
So
here.
deep dive with a click left. So that's
see.
the log jam. That's
So
the
this
tree
could
line.
be game.
Uh-oh, the math of it.
Red Planet Couriers. So that's an Audacity. That's definitely 2 more points.
Okay, so 2 more points, but it's not what you want to see. You want to go up to 6 or even win the game right here. Now there is the possibility if CTZ has another deep dive in hand, because you get shuffled
CTZ
now, and
could
you
deep dive.
could play a second deep dive. I'll bet that's what he's looking for with a stone ship, trying to draw into a second deep dive to throw it on the board.
Does CTZ find it?
Does he have it?
Does CTZ find it? No, the threat is still there next turn. It seems like this ice is porous.
It is, but now IonFox knows that the deep dive is like...
Yeah.
Well, also the Hannah isn't there anymore, so you can't do the double deep dive. But it doesn't really matter at this many things.
Yeah, so CTZ would actually have to find a 3-pointer off of that deep dive to win.
Or two smaller ones. But
well, without the wheels, would have to find a 3-pointer, right?
True.
Because you don't get
You
the
have
extra
to find
click.
a 3-pointer. Yeah.
Now, CTZ is up 4-0. IonFox has not been able to score any points either out of the remote or otherwise. Definitely not the best position.
We've seen a lot of cool tricks. We saw the construction, we saw the Red Planet Couriers in the deck, but we haven't seen anything actually get scored.
Red Planet Couriers, I imagine that probably comes with something like a biotic, and you're looking to get the Atlas to end all Atlases.
Yeah, the Atlas with like 20 counters on it, and then you can just, I'm guessing, just pull out a bunch of maybe fast advanced tools.
Oops, I found all my audacities.
Yes,
Oops, I found 3 more cards to go with another audacity. That sort of thing, right?
Score everything out instantly.
Yeah. I would not be shocked if this BTL list can score 5 in a single turn.
Card installed in
the remote.
The remote.
And
biotic labor.
That's a biotic.
Are we gonna
see?
see? Are we
is
gonna
this
see
the RPC?
Come on, show us the Red Planet Warriors.
Are you on Clot, CTZ?
Oh.
RPC! There we go!
All right, so that's 6. Oh, it's just, okay, just 3? Hold on.
Oh, just moving 3. No, have to move all advancement tokens, right?
You have to. Yeah, you have to move all of them.
Yeah, you have to move all of them.
Okay, so that's... So how many counters end up on that?
It's so off the map. We need to get that on the map so we can see the number.
There were 9 total things. So there's only 1 counter?
No. Oh, that's 7. That is a 6 and a 1. That is 7 counters on this Atlas.
Oh my god.
This is the best Atlas I've ever seen in my life.
That's incredible. So yeah, so that is 7 counters. So IonFox now can tutor from their deck 7 times.
Yeah.
With no limitations on that. You can do it at any moment. You can do it, well, it has to be an ability window, but like you can see the runs. Literally, IonFox could see the deep dive coming and then tutor for every agenda in the deck.
All the agendas are gone now. Obviously, that's a very desperate line. Probably wants to use these to score
tutor
7.
for all of them in 1 spin doctor. Or 2 spin doctors, then just shuffle them back in next turn.
I definitely can't think. I don't think I'm quite big brain enough to think through all of the lines that this has.
You could see CTZ just puzzling over this and going, "Oh God, what do I? Okay, I'm already in a good spot to win, but now I'm up against 7 Atlas counters."
Like I think CTZ is thinking, I need to win this turn because I'm gonna get 5 points scored against me next turn. BTL actually a very good fast advance ID because you advance and you gain a credit.
How
you can score from lower credit totals?
True, but how? I'm trying to think. How can you score 5? Like, how many points could IonFox score next turn?
I think 5 is the answer.
Well,
if there are multiple
3 credits
biotics
is
left,
the problem.
Oh, now with the Aket Res, I think you're right. That's with 3 credits, I think you can still score 3. Because
you can definitely score 3.
You can install advanced biotic, and then you have an audacity.
You could just install, biotic and audacity. True. Which you could all tutor for, but
right.
That's still just 3 points, which will give CTZ.
Oh no! That's 2. Oh, and that's the win. Oh wow,
that hurts.
That does. I think this game was much closer than the final score line is going to show.
Absolutely.
I think
that was a desperate thing right there. That seeing 2 off the top right there was a great play by CTZ, seeing that coming and just pushing so hard.
And we make the joke of CTZ just kind of has the magic touch. He's able to just rip agendas when he needs them. But a lot of that comes down to game knowledge. He's really good at reading the board state, knowing where the agendas are, and making the right runs with surgical precision at the right time. So we believe, if my cut math is correct, which please don't quote me on it, but we believe that this means CTZ is in the cut and IonFox is likely top 32, but not in the top 16.
All right, yeah. What?
CTZ knew. He never didn't have it. Whatever you're typing at home, you better be saying CTZ always had it.
Chad, if you flame CTZ, he will come to your house and he will burn it down.
Yeah.
Be aware. He will play trick shot on your house and steal your agendas. He will show up at your locals.
He will deep dive into the foundations of your house and crack them. Well, what a round. That was an exciting
great
game,
round.
wasn't it?
We've got a good bit of time now because that game went pretty fast. I think we're going to take a quick break here and then potentially come back and talk about the standings and the possible top cut.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see who comes back for that.
Awesome. This has been a great game,
It's really fun to be on stream with you.
Absolutely.
I'm really excited for the top 16.
Yeah, I'm signing out for round 14, at least for now. I'm Neuropantser.
I'm Juniper.
And we'll see you all in a bit.
See you in a minute.
Trust the Whaling Consortium. Build to last. The Whaling Consortium. Builder of nations.
Hello and welcome back to the Netrunner 2024 World Championships here in San Francisco. I am Neuropantser, he, him. I am joined by
Eric, he, him.
And Juniper, she, her.
Great to have you both back on. We're here to talk a little bit about the top cut, the current standings. The round is still ongoing. There are still some important games being played, so we don't have final results yet, but we do have a few results that are ready to talk about. Juniper, do you want to take us away? I think we know some players are locked for the cut, correct?
We know the top 8 players at minimum, top 9 actually now, that are definitely confirmed will be in the top 16. We can look at those. Below that, can't confirm anything. We have some results in, but because of the strength of schedule being weird, not going to lay any claims. But we can talk about who might be in. Top 9, though, is confirmed. Definitely Jai is in. Who went undefeated yesterday, aside from an ID.
I believe has not played a single game of Netrunner today, has ID'd all the way through.
Yes. ID'd 3 games in a row.
3 in a row.
Didn't have to worry about it and was completely fine.
I believe Jai could have lost 3 games today and still made it.
Yes. Potentially.
Yeah,
But
potentially.
Either way.
Truly the people's champ, truly Lisan Al-Jaib, has had a dominant tournament
Absolutely
this weekend.
incredible.
Yeah. First Worlds, too.
Wild.
I think so.
They went 10 and then tied for the last game with an ID yesterday. 10 games in a row winning. That is absolutely incredible.
Jai, I believe, just said that there's a potential that one of the rounds of the Top Cut might be a problem as far as scheduling because he has an interview like at 6 p.m. or something like that.
Like a
So we're
university
hoping-
entrance interview. I
That's
believe.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, given the way the top rounds work, if he just wins everything, we can potentially make that work.
Sure.
Because then he'll get
Yeah.
a long break for losers.
Right.
Well,
So no pressure.
Jai, continue to be undefeated, and you won't have any issues.
If history continues, we won't have a problem.
If history continues, you'll be completely fine. And Jai is on Asa Group and Lat. There's a lot of Lat in the top. We've definitely seen Lat do really well today. We also have Rotom Appliance is definitely confirmed on PD and Lat. So the top 2 seeds actually are both PD, Purple and Lat.
Now, Rotom, not quite previous world champ, but second place?
a recent world champion as well.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. I knew the name was very high up there, but it's been a minute since I've checked on
a dominant player again, extremely good at this game, and is still on Precision Design, correct? That was the deck that Rotom won the World Championships with. And, you know, like the Horseshoe Crab, it hasn't really evolved that much over the years. Still playing the same general idea today that he won Worlds with.
The Reg PD, not like a big deal PD.
Of course. The Reg PD that he's
The
playing.
Regist of PD, the most precise of designs.
And then Arizon on Reality Plus and Arisana. I love to see an Arisana. I'm really glad about this. All of these players absolutely dominant runs today. At least 10 wins, and then once you have 10 wins, you can ID at that point to confirm yourself making it in. Below that, we have Deer on PE and Lat. I'm personally, as a member of QTM, glad to see a PE in the top cut.
And we did see that Lat on stream yesterday. Was a fantastic game.
Yeah, it was a
very
great
exciting.
game.
I've been chatting with T throughout the tournament, and they've just been like having such an emotional time going through rounds. There was one game where there was a loss due to a game loss due to something that happened on the stream, and then just has been working through it and just going, if I win, it's fine. If I lose, I will deal with it. I can move on. But it's been a big journey for D.
Yeah.
Very cool to see.
Them not just making it, but making it to the point where they don't even have to worry about strength of schedule.
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic. Below that, we have a few more. We have a Zinchling on Asa Group and Lat. The Asa Group undefeated, actually. The Lat going more 4-3, but still great, amazing run.
And we did see that. We did see that Asa Group on camera as well yesterday. A kind of innovative take on it, more of a fast advance take.
It was
Right, a
fascinating.
surprising one. And Zinchling is notably one of the big organizers in this area. We got to meet Zinchling at the meet and greet. Oh,
Hold on.
Oh, we are hearing announcements outside. I think that was a lost and found announcement. I think we can continue.
At any point, for the record, at any point, they're going to actually announce the standings, and at that point, we're going to cut to that if possible. Nope. Okay.
after lunch.
That's
Oh,
going to
okay.
come after
The
lunch.
announcement's going to be after lunch. So we'll continue to talk about results as they come
We'll
in.
talk about we'll continue to talk about the results that we know, that not confirmed, but like the things that we think.
We should caveat too that it's possible that the strength of schedule might be slightly adjusted because I know that that the team at HQ was working on making sure all the strength of schedule got calculated correctly, because we did have a mid switch over from Cobra over to Aesop's tables mid tournament yesterday.
Yep. That's why, as I've said, the top 9 places so far definitely confirmed. Everyone we've talked about confirmed to the top 16. Anyone in below that in strength of schedule, that we can't confirm.
And that's
we'll
why you said strength of schedule is weird. It's even weirder than it usually is, which is usually quite weird. I can't figure it out, and now it's even weirder.
If you understand Top Cut, please explain it to us in chat. Message us.
If you were in the venue, please come back to this room.
Yeah.
Can someone post the? This is going to make no sense to most people. Can someone post the John Boy's Bach text, but just about Top Cut math? That would mean a lot to me personally. Someone hopefully understands that. Anyways, we have Nike Ride is also in. Sceneschling, Nike Ride on Aster and Sable. The first non-green in our top cut so far.
3 ASA groups so far confirmed.
Yeah, so ASA group has done very well this weekend.
Followed by Santa is also in, I believe. Let me double check that real quick. That Santa.
And there is even more ASA group on the way down this list as we follow.
Yeah, so ASA has done very, very well.
Surprising.
Santa is confirmed.
Santa is confirmed. Okay.
With Ag Infusion and Freedom, which is great
Freedom.
to see. Ag Infusion and Freedom. What a fun combination. After seeing so many purples and so many greens, seeing that.
And
really
Freedom is just a nightmare matchup for some of the decks that we see in this top cut, because
got a
not having to
set.
actually play trash costs is so good for decks that want to go horizontal.
It's really it's got a unique tool set for dealing with surprising things.
And also able to get kill pieces from hand, for instance. I think potentially a very, very good answer to this meta.
All right, and then we have Talk is also in, confirmed. ASA Group and Lat. We've seen a lot of ASA Group, and Lat seems like a very powerful thing.
Another local.
Yep, and then the last one on our absolutely confirmed list, Seb K.
That is such a story. Seb K started out 1 and 2.
Oh, wow.
Submarined all the way back up to the top.
Incredible.
Cut. What
because
a run.
Ended up going now, that's going to be 11 and 3 because just won their last game.
Just a casual 10 and 1 run after starting 1 and 2.
No big deal.
Absolutely incredible play there. Yeah.
We're announcing top 16 now.
Okay. It sounds like they are announcing top 16 out there. Are we able to cut to that, or?
Santa, Seb K.
Hold 1 second.
Talk, Sokka, Timmy Wong, Passive Molt, The King, CTZ, Ruben Peters, and Yantuno. Please drop your deck list off up front.
Ooh, we missed some of that.
Yeah. We got most of it, I believe.
Hold for 1 second.
Yes.
If you
Top
refresh
Cut
the pages
players,
on the
we
page
will
now.
see you at
Let me see if I can.
1 o'clock for the first round of the cut.
Here, let's
1
see
o'clock
what's up.
local.
We are going to prize everyone else out after lunch because we have some logistics to sort out up front.
We have it all.
Okay.
Still waiting for this.
And now we're going to have some
Give us
startup
1
announcements.
second to just get everything updated.
Hello, everyone. We have a small announcement about startup.
In the meantime, we can listen.
We have a bit of a surplus of startup prizes. We realize that people really want the brands and the wheels. So if y'all are considering to play in startup, we will be making them significantly more accessible. We will be lowering the points requirements for wheels and brand. The amount that they will be lowered by is to be announced after round 1. So we want to make sure that we do have enough for everyone. And if you, for whatever reason, you don't have a startup deck ready, you may join in later rounds. So we hope to see you in startup. In addition, reminder that if you have not gotten your Worlds 24 pin, go see AMS at the front desk. Everyone should have, if you have a badge of any kind, Sunday or full attendees, you should have a Worlds 2024 pin. If not, go see AMS at the front desk. And lastly, for side event prizes, reminder that if you get two of the same playset and you want the other one, so we have Fizzarums and Stavkas, you can go to HQ and trade one playset for the other if you have duplicates. So that's it, and we will be repeating the announcements before startup starts. Thank you.
Okay. Should we talk it over? Okay, so we do have the confirmed
we have the
list
confirmed
of top
list.
16. June, do you want to walk us through it?
Yep, we've got all the people we said before. Seb K is in. I believe I mentioned that on as a group of that. Next up, the people who made it in on strength of schedule, but winning their last match. The people who had
the
to win
win-in-ins,
round
the win-in-ins.
14 to get in. Saka, shockingly,
Wow.
barely makes the cut, but does make it.
But does make
And
it. The three-peat
incidentally-
is still live.
Incidentally, possibly why at that point, Saka has the highest strength of schedule of anyone at that point.
Sure.
Like one of the highest strength of schedules
Right.
on here I've seen. So definitely had a tough fight to make it,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
did make it. Timmy Wong, who excited to see that.
The people's champ is back.
Yep.
There
That's
are
amazing.
two competing people's champs right
There
now.
are, yeah. I believe this is Timmy Wong's first Worlds in 4 or 5 years.
Wow.
And running Isla,
Running Iva,
Yeah.
making
very
it into
old
the top
school
cut.
ID,
Incredibly
basically.
fun.
Yeah, could easily make the run back and make a very deep run in 2024.
I'd love to see it.
Yeah.
I would too.
Ag Infusion and Isla from Timmy Wong. Then we have Passive Molt on NBN Reality Plus and Hoshiko Shira.
But we
Yeah,
saw,
we saw the heartbreaking 8th card on Deep Dive loss yesterday.
It was a beautiful.
Yeah, it was a beautiful
though.
game, but
Against
so
D.
Passive Molt did against D,
Yeah.
yes. So Passive Molt did battle back and make it to the top 16.
I am glad he made it. We have the King. So glad to see him make it.
So glad
Yeah.
to see the
Yeah.
King make it. Again,
Best.
saw a loss on stream to Saka yesterday, but has just been playing excellent Netrunner all weekend and obviously
Absolutely
making the top
incredible
16.
stuff.
What IDs is the King on?
The King is on Ag Infusion and Hoshiko. Yeah.
we saw the
the
host deck.
Hoshiko. Yeah, that's the crew Hoshiko.
Yep.
Yeah, it was
Yep.
a beautiful thing. And then we have CTZ, who we just saw make it in.
CTZ.
Glad to see it.
Making it in despite having a 7 counter Atlas scored against him.
Sometimes you just
was beautiful.
don't care.
Yeah, it's the world champ difference.
Then we have Ruben Peters on Ag Infusion and Lat. So much
There
Lat
we
and Ag
go.
Infusion.
Yeah.
And then
Ruben Peters was a winner of a lose and out in a previous round.
Oh, wow.
Did win that last round to get the win and in.
Nice.
amazing. And then of course we have Tuno, who I'm really glad because Tuno is also part of QTM.
Very
I
nice.
believe Deer is part of QTM. I need to double. Okay, yeah, double check. Yeah, I'm dumb. I'm sorry. I don't want to make any claims.
No, we don't
But
use
no,
the
I'm,
D
real,
word.
I'm really, really glad.
And what is Tuno on this weekend?
Tuno is on. Tuno's on Jinteki and Asa.
So PE.
Oh, PE and
Asa.
Asa.
I think that's
Yeah.
the only
That's
Asa
awesome.
in the
Only
top
Asa.
cut. Yeah.
Yeah.
So looking at that top cut, we are seeing only Sokka is on Wayland. That is the only Wayland in the entire top cut is
Back
Sokka.
back to roots BTL Glacier, which we saw on stream.
Going
There-
for the run back.
Yeah.
Going for the run back. Basically the same deck. Swap up a few cards in it.
There are 3 R pluses, and aside from that, no other yellow. Nothing
Just-
else
wow.
yellow. There is
2 PEs, right? And a couple
there's-
ag infusions.
There's 2 PEs. PE and ag infusion is all there is. 2 PEs and ag infusion. And then aside from that, there is 3 acid groups and 4 acid groups, 5 acid groups, and 1 PD. 5 acid groups and 1 PD. So definitely HB is the.
Definitely doing the best, but a lot of diversity on the corp side. A
Meanwhile,
lot
on
of
the
IDs,
other
a lot
side,
of
There are
factions.
12 shapers.
There are 12 shapers,
shapers.
and of those, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them are lat.
See,
so
Saga did this.
half of the top cut is just lat.
The biggest trick shot that Shaper pulled was apparently this top 16.
Yes.
Yep.
Aside from that, we have
We have a Sable, a Hoshiko, a Freedom.
we have
Five.
2 Hoshikos,
2
1
Hoshikos.
Freedom, 2 Hoshikos,
There's
1
an
Freedom,
Arsana.
and
So
1
it is
Asa.
mostly lap, but there is an Arsana in there, correct?
Yeah, there is a, and then there is an Arsana, there's an Isla, there's another Arsana.
Right, the
2
Isla, yeah.
Arsanas.
And then
Okay.
we have, of course, Nightcride on 1 Sable. So
The,
excited to
the,
see
the
that.
lone crim in the cut.
Obviously, I have to cheer for the. I mean, I got to give something to Nightcride because as a Crim player myself, love to play Crim, love to
Absolutely.
Crim feels
go
very,
fast.
Sable feels really smooth and in control in,
Yeah.
this last meta, so that's fun to see.
I'm curious what plays best against what we're seeing here because if you're in the top cut, you're almost certainly going to be seeing Acid Group and
Yeah.
you're almost certainly going to be seeing Ag Infusion. Those are the 2 that I would most expect. With 3 Ag Infusions, 4 Ag Infusions, sorry, 4 Ag Infusions and 5 Asas. Those are the ones that I'm most, if I'm
Yeah.
a runner, I expect to see. So which runners do you think are most positioned to take advantage of that?
I think
A lot depends on the matchup because for one of those, I most want to have freedom. For one of those, I least want to have freedom.
Absolutely.
And unfortunately for the freedom player, bottom half of the cut, notably in the cut, the top seed in the first round picks the matchup.
Right.
So if
That's
you are
very
an Ag
powerful.
Infusion matched up against a freedom, you can say, I'll take that 70%.
Right. Getting to choose is going to be really powerful. I think the Sable probably is pretty happy to see an ESA group sitting down
Yeah.
across the table
Agreed.
because centrals need to be buttoned up, and that's kind of hard. Well, not hard to do. ESA does have some ways to just stack ice really quickly, but it's a different game plan than what they're trying to do most of the time. So
I think Tuno's Asa might be good against an Ag Infusion. How
I
is
think
that
so.
matchup? Because I feel
what
like
kind of an ESA is this? I haven't seen this at all.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So that'll be an interesting thing that if we get to see what's happening in that deck, because I don't know that I've seen ESA groups that are doing anything that's sort of different in a long time. And I know that QTM does a lot of really creative brewing. So I'm excited to see if there's something different there, or it's just general ESA fundamentals.
Well, I'm personally cheering for the either Deer or Tuno to go for the QTM World Sweep, win Crown of Servers, win this, and then someone's got to win the startup tournament.
You got to go to the hometown advantage, right? Or not hometown, but home team.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am.
Who are
going
y'all
for,
cheering for?
I'm going for the hometown hero. I'm going for CTZ. I think it would just be such a good story if CTZ takes home the San Francisco Worlds. Also, love him to death. One of my favorite
Absolutely,
people in the
yeah.
community.
How about you?
Oh, don't make me ask. I can't choose. I am very excited to see Jai do well. I would be very happy if I saw Jai or D or the King win this world. Sokka for a 3P. Any of those four players, I would be overjoyed for them. I can't choose.
Yeah, it should be clear, of course. We all want to see any of these players. All these players are absolutely fantastic. Some of the best players of Netrunner. Well, the best players of Netrunner.
I also think regardless of who wins, everyone watching is going to win because you're going to get to see some of the best Netrunner you could ever see. I'm positive. Based on the quality of the games this weekend, the quality of the players in the cut, we're going to see fantastic games.
Yeah.
I do want to give one quick shout out also to Analyze Chris and Man in the Moon, who did have the right number of wins but barely missed out. based on
bubbled
strength.
down.
Bubble out.
Oh,
The bubble out.
no.
That's heartbreaking.
But both of them, obviously, to make it to that point,
Yeah.
absolutely incredible play today. Incredible stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm excited to see this.
Me too.
We're
Me
going
too.
to head out. We'll be back after lunch
Yeah, we have
for
a
the
lunch
start
break.
of things. I believe it's going to be me and Andre on stream first.
Cool.
Great.
Yep, so
Great,
but
yeah.
we'll see then.
All right.
Tune
Stay
in
tuned.
later for the top 16 of Netrunner Worlds.
Yeah. Signing out here from San Francisco. Please come back for the top cut. It will be soon.
Hell yeah.